Yeah. Every week we coming live with it. Number one show, yeah, you know we top 5 with it. Shout out to the host, Miss Lex Alexander. If you have a hot topic, you should ask her to cover it. Audience loving it. Clap, clap, bravo to the show that keeps you company. From politics to entertainment, relationships, spiritual awakening. Yeah, we cover it all. Food for thought for my sisters and brothers involved. From that 318 to 225 for real. 504 to 985, you feel? Yeah, we the best out. Conversation debating on what's next now. Miss Lex Alexander all across the globe. You are now tuned in to the Counter Talk show. We are now live from that Counter Talk.
You are tuned in to that Counter Talk.
We are now live from that Counter Talk.
You are tuned in to that Counter Talk.
We are now live from that Counter Talk.
You are tuned in to that Counter Talk.
We are now live from that Counter Talk.
You are tuned in to that Counter.
Hello, 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 hello. Don't crack on that note, okay? All right. Thank y'all for tuning in to this episode of Counter Talk, where I get off into my spiritual shit. Right here is a series within a series. It's me talking my shit on my 7-year tribulation cycle. The shit that like really changed me forever type shit. The previous episodes, and let me apologize. I was going through it with like some allergy shit going on. The trees was, I don't know. The pollen was real. But shit to calm down now. The Louisiana heat is definitely kicking. But yeah, series within a series, 7-year tribulation cycle. 2020 was the last episode I spoke on and gave y'all insight on. 2020 was a wild year. Had me like coming back to home in a spiritual sense and in a literal sense. Had me dealing with like the COVID shit. Access to different things being limited. Everything was just like forced for people. Everything forced for people to just kind of look at shit differently. So from there, 2021, I can't say it was like a bad year at all. I felt a lot that year, but I had built so much armor up that being back out in the dark after leaving home was like, I was ready for this shit. You feel me? Like, my senses had sharpened. I understood what it was that I was wanting to escape from. So we gonna take it to 2021 right quick. Okay, so 2021, I'm still in Mississippi, in Ridgeland to be exact. That shit was like another world in itself. I hadn't like just lived long term in Mississippi to that extent before. Like, yeah, lived there for a while, like growing up. So even been like, born there, but it wasn't me living there like full time type shit. So living there and being home with my mother and being able to just kind of like get my mind back right from the past few years, being able to just heal, tap back into my interests, like it felt good, but at the same time I knew that I had to bust a move because I hadn't envisioned myself being there at all. It was literally like a rest point. So I got back like on my mission type shit. So that winter was very fucking cold. The weather is a bit different, not that much different, but to me, like Louisiana in comparison to Mississippi, Louisiana is humid as fuck, like swampy, humid ass, thick heat. Like the heat be thick and wet here. Like that shit be woof. Damn, it's suffocating. It's not like that dry heat. It's like a thick, wet humid ass, tropical ass like environment. So that the cold in Mississippi was a bit different at that time. It was like a real crisp, cold type winter. I was like on some meditating every day, journaling constantly, like tapping in with myself. I had started back like really remembering what it is that I wanted to do, but not in a sense that I was like completely focusing my time on it. My time and my energy was going into thinking of how I could get out of Mississippi. Like even me just like saying, "Oh, get my place there," and blah blah. I couldn't be realistic with myself and say, "Yeah, this is where I'm going to be." So I'm going inward, trying to figure out how to go about vet or whatever. This freeze comes, right? This cold ice storm and shit. I remember shit like got bad in Texas, but basically shit got bad in Mississippi too. Man, that cold was like cutting deep. I remember going outside during that like freeze, and I never forget how eerily quiet it was. It was like it was not a soul out. It was just eerily quiet, but at the same time, I felt like it was something that was out. Something was out roaming. Even though people were in and the weather had restricted people, it was something that was out and roaming. And I respected it. Whatever it was, I respected it. I didn't try to overly understand what it was I was picking up on, but it definitely felt like a presence that commanded respect. That's my best way of putting it. So at that point, me take my ass back in the house type vibes. And eventually some pipes or some shit burst at my mom's crib. And it was just so fucking random. Like we wake up and it's water everywhere. But do you want to know where the only fucking place no water got? My room, my area. That was very symbolic to me. I was able to like keep my mom calm, and we got through all of it and get everything back in order and all the insurance bullshit and all of it. But because I had been grounding and tapping in with myself and communicating with God and spirit and allowing the universe to show me signs, that shit showed me like it's time. You covered and protected type shit. So it was only right for me to direct my energy towards like getting out of Mississippi. I'm not saying like there was no opportunity for me to get to know people, but regionally speaking, you can just tell people will be a certain type of way towards like insiders. Like they really need to feel like they know you or they can trust you, which is understandable. To me, I was in Mississippi strictly to heal. So my mindset wasn't on like networking and getting creative things done as far as like socially creating. It was just strictly for me to like focus on what it is that I was truly interested in and having certain things to take with me when I set back out on my fucking divine mission. You feel me? So all of that was very telling, and it made me want to bust a move. So the idea was to like move around and like fuck with Austin. Like I was trying to fuck with Austin, Texas at the time. Not realizing like, girl, what the fuck? You just go out there like so it sounded cool at the time, but I realized like, okay, maybe you jumping the gun. Just keep feeling your way through. Someone that I had met before I came to Mississippi, we had been like running about like creative shit and this and the third. A person randomly hit me up like, hey, you know, you trying to hit the road? My homeboy trying to do a video. He would love for you to like direct it type shit. That for me was like the biggest fucking sign because I hadn't directed in a hot fucking minute. So to me, that was like that sign to get the fuck up and go. So going to Atlanta was good for me. I was able to like get a glimpse again of that creative shit that I had been yearning to do in the first place. Although like the shit wasn't like the aftermath of it, like I don't know what fucking happened to that video material, anything like that, but the journey in itself was like really cool, and it was just time for me to just kind of like escape like that bubble I was in Mississippi. So I was inspired to get up and moving again. At this point, I'm thinking like, okay, let me go back to North Louisiana, thinking maybe I should try being there again. And although like I was able to secure like jobs within like a short amount of time, securing housing was like a whole nother deal. Even with having like money, it wasn't something that was just easily happening. I keep in mind people getting like all kind of money, rental property, everything is like kind of sold up at the time. But it was just it showed me like I wasn't supposed to fucking be there. Feeling bad and being stuck in that survival mode and that 3D programming mindset, that shit right there, I felt all of that there. And after healing from it, it was like, why the fuck would you go back to the place that fucking, man, what it did to me? It prepared me for the spiritual wilderness, but it wasn't meant for me to just be there and stay there. And I had to accept it. Like, it's time to move around, my girl. So my my friend that I assisted with the video was like, hey, I got a spot down in BR. It's yours type shit. You know, get everything, get yourself together and this and the third. But hey, you got a fresh new starting point. That shit was so profound. And I'm so thankful and grateful for that. Like, forever thankful and grateful. That right there showed me like I'm supposed to be like down here. And it all like from there started back making sense, I would say. So I got down here, everything flowing, get the job going. Even kind of like rekindled something that I thought would be like a profound relationship or whatever, but it fizzled out. It is what it is. But all of it was like coming to me in 2021. And then when I was able to like attract a roommate and like get my own place, that right there was even more so like, okay, so I'm here. I'm supposed to be here type shit. And I already knew like on some deeper shit, like I was conceived here. This is like my fucking mecca. Like, I love this place. I do. It gives you everything you need in like the right dosage when you know how to like use your discernment and be to yourself. I'll say that. So here it is. I'm 225 living, making my bread. Attracted like a cool ass roommate. Shout out to Liz. Like, she was like the best roommate fucking ever post like COVID world type shit. Like, I met her at work. She was so cool and nice, and we were able to like have like this good ass friendship. And a point like I'm still in this state of healing. I didn't realize like, you know, you don't heal overnight type shit. But she was so kind and such a good friend. It's a way of like understanding me, but still holding me accountable for every fucking thing. The positive like influence in itself was just like great. And also shit that like I needed sitting back out into the world. So 2021 like led into that. She was a fairly active person, so I would be at home a lot, figuring myself back out. I had been in such this like survival mode once again, to a point like getting back comfortable and getting settled in and just being somewhere was kind of like something I had to like be patient with myself about. And I eased more and more and more into it. And I was able to like get order back into my life. Wasn't me just like crashing at somebody's spot or having to adjust to people's environments and shit. Like, this was just strictly like me being able to have a safe space to be able to like, you know, connect back with myself. And 2021 was also like profound for me because like it was my first time like experimenting with psychedelics, okay? Like, as far as like LSD goes and shrooms and all that shit. 2021 was my first time like exploring my mind and my energy and what it was I was subconsciously holding on to for the first time. The first time, you know, most people be like, oh, you know, you start off on shrooms and then you try acid type shit. But no, my ass said LSD before I ever did shrooms. Bruh, the shit that came to me, the thoughts, I would definitely have like an actual episode of CountOur where I give off into like psychedelics or actually like speaking with someone else who knows what the fuck I'm talking about and can relate. But doing this shit, psychedelics not some shit you need to do all the time. Let's start there. It's not something you be addicted to. You definitely do it to see what you get from it, and then you're good. It's literally like taking a journey, a trip. When people be saying they on a trip, they took a trip, they were tripping. That shit really be like that. If you a fucked up person and you got a lot of dark, fucked up shit inside of you, tripping could probably be bad, especially when you're not like comfortable with yourself and you've not made any type of like spiritual growth. Your understanding is at like a elementary type level. And no shade to saying like people who are more so innocent should do some shit like that, but I'm talking about the people who are just okay with being fucked up and they, hey, that's what it is. No, fuck that. I've seen some shit, people do something, they tripping out bad. I had a bad trip one time. It was enough to make me be like, whoa. It was because like I thought I was syncing up with somebody. Like I thought we were going to be tripping together, but they were asleep. They didn't trip. I felt alone. That's when I knew, like, man, you can't just be doing this shit all willy nilly. This ain't no fucking. This ain't you smoking a blunt. This ain't you facing a blunt. This you facing yourself. And you can't run until that shit run out. You literally go into a rabbit hole, and until that shit done, you gonna be wherever the fuck it take you. So being mindful doing that type of shit is so fucking real. So I had a few times I had to do that in 2021, and it unlocked something in me. So the person I was like dealing with that had exposed me to this shit is like, thank you for that, because like I already had like crazy abusive nigga, and then it's like, okay, I got this person here who's more so like guiding me through the dark in my own mental type aspect. Like he was like some type of dark angel. I don't know. It was just was not a bad person, just very deep. You can really get pulled in type shit. That's how another nigga powerful. Ain't no beef. Definitely helped me like explore these parts of myself, or I was able to just kind of unlock some shit within that helped me like understand this life shit like a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? So definitely saw the other side with the shrooms and all of that. LSD is different. It hits you hard. It makes shit brighter in a sense of, I don't know, this shit just way more intense. Versus shrooms more so grounding to me. It resets with like acid done did, or acid trip would do. Acid trip is you like just spilling everything out your fucking head. And then shrooms is like you're grounding and processing everything different. And sometimes the shit'll make you cry. The shit that you've been suppressing or you've been avoiding in general, it will come up to you. And you have to be brave enough to like process through it. So you can ultimately find your happiness and grounding in shit. Appreciate life, understanding your connection with Mother Nature and your role and all that type of shit. It sounds all corny and pseudo and shit, but that shit is very much real, okay? I don't knock nobody that's done it and got something from it. Because when you do shit like that, you literally not in that same mode you're in where you're just like living and surviving. You're able to just kind of unplug and really see this shit for what it is. If you're around toxic shit, you're around people you subconsciously know may not care, all that shit go jump out. And you'll kick your ass if you're not ready. Nope, not for me. But the good parts of it, you think about shit you done suppressed, things that have hurt you, funny shit, acceptance, humor, and just be like a beautiful cry and release. Cause I guess like as far as like tripping goes, like my last trip, as far as like not 2021, but just in general, I got from it, worry about yourself. You can't be worried about other motherfuckers. Like you spend waste energy worrying and being concerned about others That's you're robbing yourself out of your own energy. And that's what 2021 was like, slowly but surely showing me. 2022 was different. The first half was all beautiful sunshine and roses and all of that because I had finally gotten back comfortable and relaxing and flowing with life. But what came in 2022 was a blessing, but at the same time, I didn't understand how deeper off I had to get before I was able to know, okay, this is where that shit right there ends, and then this is where me finding my way out begins. 22 was that part. 2022 was like, shit. Refinement. The true aftermath. Because I had just been trying to find my way and was like, damn, okay. I'm gonna wrap this one up right here. Cause I'm really like going back to 2022 and remembering the roller coaster it was. Especially when I started like when my roommate moved, she left, and it was me living alone again, just like strictly just me. It was a taste of 2018 again. Except this time, I'm not sacrificing myself for no vulnerability type shit. Like being vulnerable. Vulnerability, vulnerable, whatever the fuck the word. Being vulnerable was not like an option as far as like seeking outer comfort. It was me having to get vulnerable with myself to the point that shit got real. You realize you be in your own motherfucking way. So yeah, thank you for tuning in to the 2021 episode of CountOur Talk. That year was just very profound, highly spiritual, and like a lot of shit. Like it was just a lot of movement. Things began to accelerate until I had to descend down one more time. All right, so y'all be on the lookout for 2022 and experiencing living alone again.